Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? So if you're watching this video for the first time, my name is Marianne. I'm the owner and the counsellor at Marianne Hanson Counselling Service. And what I want to talk about in this video is 8 things to consider before marriage or before you're in a serious relationship. So I made a video about this. I think I did it either as a live stream on my Facebook page, Marianne Hanson Counselling Service, or I think I made it as a recorded video on my YouTube channel, which is the same name. And I made this a few years ago and it was called 5 Things to Consider Before Marriage. And this comes up a lot for people who are maybe considering being in a serious relationship, but they're either recovering or healing from a past relationship, or they're considering marriage, but they're not sure what things they should be either looking out for or preparing themselves for. So I'm just going to go through these, and this is just my opinion based on the work that I've done with couples over the years, the work that I've done with individuals around relationship topics, and also my own personal knowledge and also my experience. So the first thing is, what do you have to offer? So if you're thinking of going into a relationship and it's, a serious relationship, or you're considering marriage, saying what you have to offer is not you doing an audition like the X Factor for someone else. It's about you saying, being reflecting on yourself. What do I have to offer at this point in my life to a person? Can I offer them time? Can I offer support? Am I someone that compromises? Am I someone that is going to be loving and kind? Because we're all at different stages in our life. We might get to a point where we say, do you know what, right now I don't have the time to be in a relationship because I'm too busy, I'm working on my business. Or right now I'm not healed from a past relationship, so I'm not the right person to date right now. Just be honest with yourself when you're thinking about what do you have to offer. It's not about what other people are telling you, it's about what you feel. The second one is, what can you accept and what are your deal breakers? I made a separate video about this where you look at things that are must-haves in your relationship versus deal breakers. So that's something to really consider. I don't think people necessarily sit down and consider their deal breakers enough. And what happens is they get in a relationship, something happens, and then they say, oh, I can't deal with this. And then they compromise on it. So it's like, oh, I can't deal with a man that is disrespectful towards me, or I can't deal with something like this. And then they say, but he's so kind to me, or but he's nice, or he's the one. Think about your deal breakers beforehand. And if you meet someone and your deal, and if you're someone that doesn't want someone who drinks, or you don't want someone who smokes, and this is so, I've spoken to so many people about this. They'll meet someone and then they'll know that that person smokes or drinks, and then they'll get into the relationship, and 6 months in they'll be complaining about the thing that they already knew at the beginning. If it was a deal breaker, my advice is don't get into the relationship with the person, because there's no guarantee they're going to stop smoking or stop drinking, and it's not up to you to ask them to do that, because you knew that when you got with them. It's the same as someone getting together with someone who has children and then complaining that, oh, you're always with your kids. Well, if that was a deal breaker, don't get with the person. The next thing to think about is, how well can you compromise? Are you good at compromising? Are there things you could do to help you to compromise better? But also, if you're going to be in a relationship that is long-term, or a marriage, which could be forever, you need to compromise. So you need to consider whether you are that type of person before you even get into that relationship to start with, or what can you do to work on that? Can you be someone who compromises a lot more? The next one is, are you ready for a relationship? I made a video about this, I think maybe a year ago, when I was in the Seychelles. In fact, it was 2023. It's on my, it probably should be on my, it will either be on this page, Marianne Hanson Counselling Service, or it will be on my other YouTube channel, Marianne Living Life. Are you ready for a relationship? Sometimes people don't sit down and think. They just say, well, I feel lonely. There's so many reasons people get into relationships that are not probably the right reasons. Nothing's like right or wrong, but if you think about it, if you get into a relationship because you're desperate, that you just want to be with someone, or because you're lonely, or because you don't like being single, or because everyone's telling you to, what is the chances of that relationship working on that basis? Your intention should be that you have real reasons that you want to be there. And so when it gets tough, you're not going to run away. So compromise just means that you're always looking for a win in the situation. You're looking at what that person wants, what you want, and how we can make it work for us in the middle, somewhere in the middle. The next thing is, do you know what you need and want? You don't have to have a checklist of what you need and want, but you need to have an idea. The amount of people I've spoke to over the years who don't know what they want in a relationship. They don't know what a healthy relationship is. They can't list certain qualities and things. It's all superficial stuff. You know, if all you want is someone who's tall, got a car and got money, then there's millions of people in the world that are like that. But is that going to be satisfactory for you to be in a relationship with just because someone's tall? Tall doesn't tell you anything about the man's personality or woman. If someone says, I want someone who's pretty, that's fine, because you want someone pretty to look at. But what about qualities in that person? What about what you need? What about what will work together as a couple? When I think about I'm dating someone, I think, will we work together? Are we compatible? And compatibility means if I'm interested in certain things and I live a particular lifestyle and that person's lifestyle is completely opposite and lives a completely different way to me, we're not going to be compatible. I've met people online before when they're into things like hiking, and their idea of a good date is hiking up a mountain and staying in a tent. And the person's really nice and everything, but that's not me. That's just not me. And the thing is, it's wrong for me to date someone and tell them to like change their habits and activities. So for me, you have to sometimes look at lifestyle. The next thing is, how good are you at coping with stress or challenges in life? If you're not good at coping with stress and challenges, you're probably going to struggle coping with a relationship, because relationships that are not always easy, and people think they are because they watch the movies and they think, oh, this is how it's supposed to be, you know, someone running towards you, arms outstretched, picking you up, lifting you up like in Dirty Dancing. You know, it's not like that. You're going to have times where you get on each other's nerves. You're going to have times where you're going through a stressful time and you want a person that can stand by your side and work through that with you. So I'm looking for a resilient person in life. I don't want someone coming into my life complaining all the time, you know, looking at the problem, not the solution, bringing me down. If I'm in a happy mood, you know, coming in with negative mood. It's about energy. It's about that sort of thing. So if you're looking for someone who can take you through the long haul, you need to see how they manage stress. The next one is, how good are your communication skills? You know, are you able to communicate what you need? Are you able to be an adult in a situation and not throw your toys out the pram and be really childish if you don't agree with something your partner says? Are you the type of person that kind of just gives them the silent treatment? Are you the type of person that walks away in the middle of an argument and makes ultimatums? Work on your communication for you, and then it will benefit when you're in the relationship. And the final one is, are you carrying any baggage from your past relationships? Sometimes it is worth going to counselling. Sometimes it's worth just working it out first and saying to yourself, you know, no one can heal completely, and no one can like get rid of all of their baggage from the past. It's probably impossible to do, but you can get yourself to a certain point where the other person isn't carrying that baggage for you. You shouldn't be burdening if someone's cheated on you in your past relationship and your new partner has not cheated on you, they shouldn't be carrying that burden when they haven't done anything wrong. So if your issue is you've got trust issues, work on them first, and that will benefit the relationship that you're in. So those are just some tips, I'd say. There's probably more, but I think that will do for now. And please feel free to leave your comments. Let me know what you think about this. You can add also to this conversation, and I will leave in the comments where you can find me on my other social media platforms. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.